Carrick's reality check. The warning that could save United's season. Hey United family. Welcome back to United Daily Updates. If you're new here, let me tell you exactly why you should subscribe right now. We are your trusted source for everything Manchester United. Real fans. Real analysis. Real passion. No clickbait. No fake news. Just honest content about the club we all love. Every single day we bring you breaking news, match reactions, tactical breakdowns, and the kind of discussions you won't find anywhere else. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join thousands of Red Devils who trust us to keep them informed. You won't regret it. Now let me ask you something. What would you do if you just beat Manchester City 2-0 at Old Trafford? If you just put in your best performance of the season? If you just dominated one of the best teams in Europe from start to finish? Most people would celebrate. Party. Enjoy the moment. Let the players bask in the glory. Michael Carrick is not most people. And what he did moments after that brilliant derby victory tells you everything about why he might be exactly what Manchester United needs to save this season. Instead of celebrating, Carrick delivered a warning to his players. A reality check. A message that this performance is now the minimum standard. That anything less is not acceptable at Manchester United. Let me break down exactly what Carrick said, why it matters so much, and what it means for United's fight to finish in the top four. What Carrick actually said. Michael Carrick stood in front of reporters after the Manchester City match and his words were carefully chosen. This is a man who doesn't waste words. Who thinks before he speaks. Who means exactly what he says. It is a great start, there is no getting away from that, Carrick admitted. Simple words but powerful coming from him. He acknowledged the obvious. United just beat their biggest rivals. Put in a brilliant performance. Got the result they needed. It was indeed a great start. But Carrick didn't stop there. He explained the preparation behind the victory. Before the game, we spoke as coaches and said the boys were in a good place, he revealed. This tells us something important. The coaching staff believed in the players. They saw the right attitude in training. They knew the team was ready to perform. Then Carrick gave credit where it was due. City are an unbelievable team and they change it, so you have to go to plan B and C. But for it to pan out like that, the boys were fantastic in so many ways. Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good. Most people would call it incredible. Amazing. Sensational. But Carrick keeps it understated. That's just who he is. No exaggeration. No hyperbole. Just honest assessment. But here's where it gets really interesting. According to multiple reports, Carrick didn't just praise his players and leave it at that. In the dressing room moments after the final whistle, he delivered a warning. A challenge. A reality check. This performance is now the benchmark. This is what Manchester United football looks like. This is the standard. And anything less than this level is not good enough. Not acceptable. Not what this club demands. Think about that timing. Most managers would let players enjoy the victory. Celebrate beating City. Have a moment of happiness. There's always time for serious talks later. Not Carrick. He struck while the iron was hot. Right there in the dressing room. With players still buzzing from the win. He set the standard immediately. That takes serious leadership. That takes courage. That shows Carrick isn't afraid to be the tough guy when necessary. The VAR drama that could have been even better. Before we dive deeper into Carrick's message, we need to talk about the match itself. Because United didn't just beat City 2-0. They could have won by 5 or 6 goals if not for VAR drama that had Old Trafford going crazy. 3 times United put the ball in the net. 3 times they celebrated. 3 times VAR ruled the goals out for offside. First it was Amad Diallo in the 23rd minute. Brilliant finish. Perfect technique. The crowd erupted. Then the flag went up. Offside by millimeters. Maybe his shoulder. Maybe his foot. So tight you needed a microscope to see it. But offside is offside. No goal. Then Bruno Fernandes scored in the 38th minute. Another excellent finish. Another celebration. Another offside flag. This one was clearer but still frustrating. United went into half-time at 0-0 despite dominating completely. And late in the match, substitute Mason Mount thought he had scored United's 3rd goal. Brilliant run. Great finish. Flag up again. Offside again. Another goal disallowed. 3 goals ruled out in one match. All for the tightest offside calls you'll ever see. That's the reality of modern football with VAR. Millimeters matter. Shoulders count. Nothing is left to human judgment anymore. Some fans love VAR. Some hate it. But everyone can agree it makes matches dramatic in ways we never saw before. The important point is this: United created enough chances to win 5-0 or 6-0. The 2 goals that counted were just a fraction of what they deserved. That's how dominant the performance was. And that dominance is exactly why Carrick's warning makes so much sense. When you play that well and create that many chances, you prove what you're capable of. Now you have to do it again. And again. And again. Why the warning matters more than the victory. Let's be honest about something. Manchester United beating Manchester City is brilliant. It's a huge result. 3 massive points. Bragging rights in the city. Joy for the fans. All of that matters. But one victory doesn't change anything long-term if it's not followed by consistency. United has done this before. Beat a big team. Get everyone excited. Then lose to a team they should easily beat the following week. That's been the pattern all season. Inconsistency. No reliability. No idea which United team will show up. That's why they're 7th in the table instead of fighting for the title. Carrick knows this history. He's been around United for years. He's watched these players all season. He knows their tendency to have one brilliant performance then relax. So he's drawing a line right now. Immediately after the biggest win of the season. He's saying this is the new normal. This is what Manchester United looks like from now on. No more excuses. No more inconsistency. No more good performance followed by bad performance. That's brilliant management. Using the victory as a teaching moment. As an opportunity to raise standards even higher. As a chance to demand more rather than let players get comfortable. Sir Alex Ferguson used to do this constantly. United would win 5-0 and Ferguson would still find things to criticize. Still point out mistakes. Still demand improvement. That relentless pursuit of excellence kept United at the top for decades. Carrick learned from Ferguson for 12 years. Now he's applying those lessons with his own team. And the timing couldn't be better. The test that starts right now. Here's the reality United faces. The Manchester City victory was brilliant, but it means nothing if they can't back it up. The real test starts with the next match. And the one after that. And every match from now until the end of the season. Can United maintain the intensity they showed against City? Can they press as hard against a mid-table team? Can they stay as organized defensively when the crowd isn't as loud and the occasion isn't as big? These are the questions that will determine if United makes top 4 or falls short. Because beating City once is impressive. But grinding out wins against teams you're supposed to beat is what actually gets you into the Champions League. That's what Carrick understands. That's why he issued the warning immediately. He's trying to prevent the drop-off before it happens. He's setting the standard now so there's no confusion later. Players can't say they didn't know what was expected. Can't claim they thought one good performance was enough. Carrick has made it crystal clear. This level of performance is now the minimum. Anything less is failure. Some players will respond to that challenge. Will work harder in training. Will maintain their focus and intensity. Will rise to meet the standard. Those players will thrive under Carrick. Others might not like being pushed so hard. Might think they've done enough after beating City. Might want to relax a bit. Those players will find themselves on the bench. The next few matches will show us exactly who's who. Which players are willing to meet Carrick's demands and which ones aren't. That sorting process is crucial for United's future. What the crowd means to this team. Carrick also spoke about the role of Old Trafford in the victory. And this is important because it shows he understands the relationship between team and supporters. The crowd was fantastic, Carrick said. You could feel the energy from the first minute. The players took huge motivation from that backing. It made a real difference. He's absolutely right. Old Trafford was electric against City. From kickoff to final whistle, the atmosphere was incredible. Every tackle got a roar. Every attack had fans on their feet. Every time City touched the ball there was pressure and noise. That support genuinely helps players. It gives them energy when tired. It intimidates opponents. It creates an advantage that matters. Home advantage is real in football. But Carrick's comments contain a subtle message for the players too. The fans showed up. They created that atmosphere. They did their part. Now the players have a responsibility to reward that support with performances and results. It's a two-way relationship. Fans back the team. Team delivers for the fans. Both sides have responsibilities. If United can create that kind of atmosphere at every home match, and if players respond with the same intensity they showed against City, Old Trafford becomes a fortress again. A place where opponents don't want to play. Where United rarely loses. That's what happened during the Ferguson years. Teams hated coming to Old Trafford. The crowd was intimidating. The team was relentless. Victories piled up. Carrick is trying to rebuild that culture. That connection between team and supporters. That sense that Old Trafford is special and difficult for visitors. The tactical blueprint going forward. One thing that's becoming clear under Carrick is that United has a defined playing style now. After months of confusion and different tactics every week, there's finally clarity. Defensively, United is organised and solid. 2 defensive midfielders protecting the back 4. Compact shape. Difficult to break down. Not giving opponents space to play. In attack, United is direct and quick. Looking to counter with pace. Using the speed of wingers to stretch defences. Not overcomplicating things with unnecessary passes. Against City, this approach worked perfectly. United defended brilliantly and counter-attacked with devastating effect. Mbeumo's opening goal came from exactly this type of situation. That's the blueprint going forward. Carrick has found an identity for this team. Players understand their roles. Everyone knows what's expected. The challenge now is maintaining that identity while adapting slightly for different opponents. Some teams will sit deep and defend, requiring different solutions. Others will press high, creating different opportunities. But the core principles remain the same. Be solid defensively. Transition quickly when winning the ball. Use pace to hurt opponents. Take chances when they come. If United sticks to this blueprint and executes it consistently, they have a real chance of going on a run of good results. What players said after the match. The response from United players after the match tells us a lot about whether Carrick's message is getting through. Bruno Fernandes, the captain, said, "We knew we had to show the fans and ourselves what we're capable of. The manager prepared us perfectly. Now we have to back it up." Those last words are crucial. Now we have to back it up. Bruno gets it. He understands that one victory means nothing without consistency. He's echoing exactly what Carrick told the team. Bryan Mbeumo, who scored the opening goal, added, "The gaffer told us exactly how to hurt City. We followed the plan and it worked. But he's already told us this is just the start. We need to keep this going." Again, that acknowledgement that this is just the beginning. That the real work starts now. Carrick's message is clearly resonating with key players. When your captain and your leading scorer are saying the right things publicly, that's a good sign. It suggests the dressing room is buying into what Carrick is teaching. That players understand and accept the standards being set. Whether they'll actually deliver on the pitch week after week is another question. But having the right mentality is the first step. And early signs suggest players are responding well to Carrick's leadership. The pressure Carrick has created. Here's something interesting to consider. By setting such high standards immediately after beating City, Carrick has put enormous pressure on himself and his team. If United goes out in the next match and loses or plays poorly, everyone will remember his comments. They'll say he talked big but couldn't back it up. That it was all just words. That players didn't respond to his message. That's the risk of making bold statements. You better be able to follow through with results. But I think Carrick wanted this pressure. He's not afraid of it. He played at Manchester United for 12 years under constant pressure and expectation. He knows how to handle it. And he's deliberately putting that same pressure on his players. You just set a standard. Now prove you can maintain it. Show it wasn't a fluke. Back up the performance with another one. That pressure can be healthy if managed correctly. It keeps everyone focused and sharp. It prevents complacency. It ensures there's no room for players to relax or take their foot off the gas. The next match is absolutely crucial. Not just for the 3 points, but for establishing whether this United team can actually be consistent under Carrick's leadership. Can United actually do this? So here's the big question. Can Manchester United actually maintain the level they showed against City? Can they be consistent for the rest of the season? The honest answer is we don't know yet. We've only seen one match under Carrick. One brilliant performance against top opposition. That doesn't prove anything about sustainability. But there are reasons for optimism. The tactics are clear and make sense. Players seem to be buying into the approach. The defensive organization was excellent. The counter-attacking was sharp. All the pieces are there. The challenge is mental more than physical or tactical. Can players maintain intensity against lesser opponents? Can they get as motivated for matches against mid-table teams? Can they grind out wins when not playing particularly well? Those are the tests of a top team. And United has consistently failed them in recent years. That's why they're fighting for top 4 instead of challenging for the title. Carrick's warning is designed to address exactly that mental challenge. He's trying to ensure players understand that every match matters. that the standard never changes regardless of opponent. If players truly internalize that message, United has enough quality to finish in the top 4. The squad is good enough. The tactics are sound. It's all about consistency and mentality now. My take on what happens next. Let me give you my honest prediction about where this goes from here. I think Carrick's warning was exactly what United needed to hear. The timing was perfect. The message was clear. And it came from someone who has earned the right to demand excellence because of what he achieved as a player. I believe most of the squad will respond positively. Bruno is clearly on board. Mbeumo seems to get it. Other key players will follow their lead. But there will be matches where United doesn't play as well as they did against City. That's just reality. No team plays at peak level every single week. The question is whether they can still win when not at their best. That's what separates good teams from average ones. I think we'll see some rotation in the coming weeks. Carrick will need to manage minutes and keep players fresh. Don't panic if your favorite player doesn't start every match. That's smart management. There might be 1 or 2 disappointing results along the way. A draw here. Maybe a loss there. That's football. What matters is the overall trend. Are United winning more than losing? Are they climbing the table? Are they moving toward top 4? If the answer to those questions is yes over the next month, then Carrick's message will have worked. The warning will have had its intended effect. And United will have a real shot at Champions League qualification. The bottom line. Michael Carrick's warning to Manchester United players after the City victory shows exactly the kind of manager he is. Demanding. Uncompromising. Focused on excellence rather than celebrating good moments. He acknowledged the victory was brilliant. But he immediately set the bar higher. This is the standard now. Maintain it or you're not good enough for Manchester United. That message needed to be delivered. These players needed to hear it. And Carrick had the courage to say it at exactly the right moment. Now comes the hard part. Backing up words with consistent performances. Showing that United can maintain these standards week after week. Proving that the City match was the beginning of something special, not just another false dawn. The next few weeks will tell us everything. About this team. About these players. About whether Carrick is the answer United has been searching for. I'm excited to see how it unfolds. And I'll be here breaking it all down for you every step of the way. Thanks for reading this analysis of Carrick's powerful post-match message and what it means for Manchester United. Before you go, subscribe to United Daily Updates on YouTube. We are your trusted source for everything Manchester United. Daily videos with breaking news, match analysis, tactical breakdowns, and honest discussions from real fans who understand this club. We're not chasing clicks with fake rumors. We're bringing you quality content you can trust. A community of passionate Red Devils supporting the team together through everything. Subscribe now. Turn on notifications. Comment and tell us what you think of Carrick's approach. Share this with other United fans. Can United maintain the standards Carrick has set? Will players respond to his challenge? Can this team finish in the top 4? Let's discuss it all together. Most importantly, keep supporting the team. Keep believing. The journey is just beginning. And we're experiencing it together as a family. Come on United. Let's prove Carrick right. Let's show that consistency is possible. Glory, glory Man United. See you in the next video.